Smokey. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Oh, come on. Hi, I'm Jones and welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. If not, I'll let you know that I am a vegan, I am an archaeologist, I'm a mom, and I have also currently been on a weight loss journey. So this is an update to my weight loss progress. I haven't done a weight loss vlog in a little while. So I thought I'd take you through my day and show you what I eat in a day to lose weight and give you a little update on my progress. I always start my day off with matcha, and I'll show you how that's made. To about a cup of heated almond milk, I added a teaspoon and a half of matcha powder, about a quarter of a teaspoon of ashwaganda powder, and a couple of packets of stevia. Then I added hot water to that, put the lid on, and blended it all up. If you use soy milk, it comes out really nice and frothy, but this must have been almond milk. And then I sprinkle some cinnamon on top. I love my matcha in the morning. I stopped drinking coffee a while back because I felt like it just wasn't making me feel very well. I've quit coffee a couple times in my life and always ended up going back to drinking it, and unfortunately I'm the type that drinks too much of it. I think it actually made me hungrier. I also felt like it started to not work the way it was supposed to. You know, you think caffeine, it wakes you up, but it just seems like I always would need more and more and more to get me going in the morning. And it also made me pee a lot. I really didn't like that. So I stopped drinking it. I kind of gradually weaned myself off of it and started drinking matcha. And the way I did that was by actually adding matcha to my coffee for a while. So I do half the amount of coffee that I would normally drink, and I'd add a little like a half a teaspoon of matcha at a time, just sort of to get used to the taste and to adjust my body to having less of that coffee caffeine, because the addiction is real. You do get headaches and stuff when you quit coffee, when you quit caffeine like that. So I didn't want to have the headaches, and by doing it that way I never did. Matcha does have some caffeine in it, but not as much, and it being a green tea, it is much better for you. I find that I only need like 1 cup of it in the morning, whereas with coffee I was drinking it all morning long, and I might have like 8 cups of it in a morning. The other thing I'm drinking this morning is a nice big jar of water. I started using mason jars for my water because I could measure it better. So this is basically 4 cups if you fill it all the way up. And so if I fill it all the way up and drink 2 of these in a day, I know I'm getting at least my 8 cups of water, hopefully more. It's a beautiful day. There is not a cloud in the sky right now, and I hope it stays that way. We have been getting a lot of rain, but I really like taking evening hikes, and I haven't been able to do that much lately because it's been raining in the late afternoon and evenings almost every day, and sometimes there's even hail, so it's a little bit dangerous. But I am going to do some yoga this morning, then I'll have a little breakfast, and then my son and I are going to a free event at the Colorado Springs Fine Arts Center. And then throughout the day, I think I'm just going to be editing some videos. I'm working on a really fantastic portobello sandwich video inspired by the Renaissance Fair, and that should actually be out already by the time I post this video, so you should check that out. And then, like I said, we'll probably take a hike in the evening somewhere beautiful. Colorado Springs is amazing. I really love living here because there are so many amazing places to hike. We have Garden of the Gods, we have Red Rocks Open Space, we have Pikes Peak, the Intamin Trail, the Manitou Incline. I mean, there are countless hikes around here. It really just is a great place to live if you love to hike, and we do. I thought you might like to see some of my yard. This is my apple tree, which has lots of apples on it this year, but unfortunately there's these horrible worms that get to them, and it drives me crazy because I lose all my apples. And then if it's not the worms, it's the squirrels. You can see they've been munching on that one. And I have a couple of big pots full of basil here. I've really been enjoying making a lot of pesto and things with basil in it. Check out my eggplant lasagna recipe for something I used a lot of basil in. And I've been growing some corn, and some of it is getting ready. I mean, it's actually turning into corn, but it takes a while. It's getting there. Poor Blue. He just wants to go on a walk, don't you, Blue? Oh, yeah. So cute. So cute. Here is my kale. My kale has really gone crazy this year, and this one is reseeding. It's got all these seed pods on it, you can see, and it did do some reseeding, so I have some little baby kale plants growing. These are my raspberry plants, which have finally recovered after my dog dug them all up. I made my breakfast the night before, which is why they call it overnight oats. I just put a half a cup of whole oats in each jar with a tablespoon of ground chia seeds, some ginger, and lots of cinnamon. And then I add just a little bit of maple syrup. And then a plant-based milk, which for me is usually an unsweetened almond milk or soy milk. And it's really handy to do it in these jars because they have measurement lines, so I generally put in about a cup of milk and just shake that up really good. Then I decided to add some berries. I had some frozen berries that I threw in there. I like putting them in to soak because I think it adds a lot of flavor to the oats. And then the next morning, breakfast is ready. I added some more berries and some toasted walnuts. And then I dug in. Oops. Okay, so for lunch I'm making a salad with some of that kale from my garden. I just chopped it up and put it in this bowl with some avocado, like just a quarter of an avocado, and I'm going to massage that in. I'm going to add a little bit of this homemade dressing too before I massage it. This is what I call maple mustard dressing, It basically has maple syrup, balsamic vinegar, mustard. I have a horseradish mustard in there, and some tahini. Oh, and some tamari. And that is my favorite dressing lately. So I'm just massaging it in here. That just breaks down the cellular walls of the kale and makes it more edible, more digestible. Just makes it easier to eat. Here's some other stuff I'm going to put on that salad. I have these wonderful pickled beets that I made, and I'll do another video on that later because these are so easy to make and I absolutely love them. And some tempeh bacon that I made. This is really easy too. And I have some homegrown tomatoes and some sauerkraut that I made myself. This was the first time I've ever made sauerkraut, but I have these amazing cabbages in my garden, and I made a big batch, couple batches of sauerkraut out of those, and it came out really good. So I'm looking forward to having that on my salad. So here is my beautiful salad. It's so colorful, and this is one of my favorite salads. If you follow me on Instagram, you've probably seen it a couple of times, but it's got so many different veggies and good probiotics going on with the sauerkraut and the beets, tempeh and pumpkin seeds for protein, and a lot of this was from my garden. So it's later in the day now, and I realized I didn't tell you my weight loss update this morning. In my earlier weight loss vlog videos, I did some various things like a smoothie cleanse, and I did sort of a chia smoothie cleanse, and I was doing some archaeology where I was walking around in the desert a lot, like 100 miles or more in the desert, and thinking that those things would help me lose some weight pretty quickly, and I didn't get quite the results that I wanted. As a matter of fact, each one of those times it seemed that my weight pretty much stayed the same. One of the cleanses that I did recommended a couple of things. One was that you exercise, like a walk or something, before you eat breakfast, and it suggested that you don't eat breakfast until about 10 a.m. in the morning. And so I did follow that for I think a whole week, and that really adjusted my appetite so that I got used to getting up in the morning and doing yoga first thing. I didn't necessarily take a walk first thing in the morning because I'm just not really a morning person, and I didn't like to have to get up and get dressed, you know, if I had the day off and go for a walk first thing. But yoga, I could get up, doing my PJs, you know, nobody's gonna see me, so it's not a big deal. But like I said, each one of those times, it was during the following week that I actually lost weight, and on average I would lose as many as 2 pounds in 1 week following the cleanse, or when I got home from doing archaeology in the desert, I lost 2 pounds pretty quickly. So at this point, for the summer, I have lost a total of 5 pounds. And sometimes it does fluctuate. I've stopped weighing myself every day, and I've stopped tracking all my calories because I think I have a pretty good handle on how much I eat, and I don't like getting sort of obsessed with tracking my calories. It takes a lot of time, and I started feeling like it was just another distraction. I mean, I think it's a really valuable tool to determine how many calories you're eating and just get a good idea of what you're consuming. But I've been doing it long enough so that I know how many calories is in a particular kind of meal, and I'm kind of going just more with like an intuitive type of eating. Doing those cleanses really helped me sort of tune in to my body better, and I don't know, shrunk my appetite a bit. But in general, I have lost 5 pounds over the summer, and what I realized was that I think I've lost about 12 pounds total since this time last year which is really great, and I should pat myself on the back for that accomplishment. I mean, you know, it's been slow and sometimes it can be really frustrating. I think it's really important to recognize your accomplishments and sort of praise yourself for that, and then it makes it a little easier to move on to the next goal. I am feeling a lot more fit, and I think that the yoga has a lot to do with that, because even though I haven't been exercising a ton, I have been doing yoga about 6 days a week, sometimes 5, sometimes 7, but I've really gotten into a routine of it, and in fact sometimes I'll do it twice a day, and I have been into it so much this summer that I decided to go ahead and do a yoga teacher training program. So I am learning to teach yoga, and I will be eventually certified to teach yoga, and I am really excited about that. Our plans did change a little bit today. I had said earlier I was going to go to the museum with my son, but he was not feeling well today. It sounds like he's coming down with a cold. But for now, I'm going to get ready to go to the movie. Actually, I'm pretty much ready to go, since I was all ready to go to the museum, and then my son didn't want to get up because he wasn't feeling well. So we're taking our own snacks to the movies so we don't have to eat movie popcorn. I got some of this organic,
totally not illegal,
bootable, illegal. They're going to put us in jail. And some salted caramel. This chocolate is so good.
And then we have more popcorn.
Oh my goodness. So tiny.
Don't give up.
Come here, Blue. Come here. Oh, there's your friend. Is that your friend? It's your buddy. Hey.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Oh, good.
You got dunked.
Well, we're back from the movie and we loved it. Love Ant-Man, love Paul Rudd. He is really my generation. I actually looked up his birthday and he's only about 8 months younger than me. We did eat a lot of popcorn at the movie, and so I'm not feeling super hungry, even though we just went for a walk with the dog, and we're doing what we call a free-for-all night, or a fend-for-yourself night, because I have done a lot of cooking this week, and so I have a lot of leftovers in the fridge, and it's getting really late. It's dark outside already. It's been a really long day, so I am going to make a smoothie and have some leftover veggie sushi, and yeah, then I'm gonna call it a night. I'll actually probably work on some video editing, since I never did do that today, so yeah, get back on task. So it was really cool hanging out with you. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button. I'm trying to get my thumb in the screen there, but hit the like button and subscribe by tapping on the bell, and to make sure you get all the notices from me when I post new videos. I am posting more content lately, so some good recipe videos, and you can also check out my blog, which is vegerarchy.com, and I have a lot of really great recipes on there. Vegan, of course, and a little bit of vegetarian too. But for now, I'm gonna sign out, and hope you have a great evening. Peace. I think this looks pretty fantastic for a leftover dinner. So there's my sushi and some grated pickled ginger and my wasabi sauce I made. And my gorgeous smoothie with cherries on top. I am really looking forward to eating this, so good night.